This is BatRastered from Goki.com. We're going to be building my favorite Maya tree, which is the Cataclysm tree, as you can see here. You notice that all my, well, almost all of the top level heroes are selected. That's because I have the legendary Siren Class mod, which is freaking awesome. Obviously, first take Phase Lock as a skill, and as I mentioned in one of my other builds, you've got to take 5 out of 5 in both of these because they're just both too crazy to not. And with the legendary, I get +5 in both of them, so I'm 10 out of 5 in both of these. And you can see 50% shield capacity and minus 80% recharge delay is pretty fantastic. And anytime you can do +30 gun damage, yeah, go for it. And then we'll take our game changer here in the middle, Converge, which sucks all the enemies into the phase lock. Rather nice. That. For the middle tree here, actually we'll skip that for a second and focus on the Cataclysm tree. I love having increased reload speed, 50% in this case, now that I'm 10 out of 5, and plus 40% magazine size with all the weapons, which is almost a little bit unfair, but we'll get to that. I'm going to put 1 point here in Flicker just so that my class mod gets its effect. Normally I don't usually take anything in Flicker because most of my guns are good enough to be putting off the effects anyway, and it's kind of a waste, but if I'm going to get a free 5 points, I'll take it. Helios is, every time your phase lock goes off, it puts a big fireball and everybody dies. It's great. Take it. Increase your melee damage, and your melees do fire damage, and when your shield's depleted, you get rid of Fire Explosion, which is basically turns whatever shield you're wearing into a Fire Nova shield for free. Go for it. The Cloud Kill's kind of an interesting one, I take it. There's only 1 point. When you shoot an enemy, an acid cloud pops out, and if they're stuck in that cloud, they get corroded to death, which is nice. It only one can be on the screen at a time, and it lasts for about 5 seconds. Reaper is a really awesome skill. 5 out of 5 in that. The first 50% of the enemy's health, you do 40% bonus damage. If you're working on a team, especially with a Zero who can gives bonus damage for the bottom half of the enemy's health, then that's even better. I took that 1 point in Flicker, so I'm only going to take 4 in Blight Phoenix. It's still super powerful, even with just 4. And then, of course, 1 in Ruin, which turns your phase lock, which was already creating fire thanks to Helios. Now it's going to do Slag, Electrocute, and Corrosion, as well as bringing a bunch of enemies into it, which is almost cheating. And then, let's see, in the middle tree, I keep pushing the left bumper for some reason. I'm going to take 5 out of 5 in Mind's Eye, because I like to do criticals, and give me some bonus melee damage as well, so we're 10 out of 5 in that. I got 2 points left. I choose to usually put them into Sweet Release, so that when the enemy I have phase locked eventually do die, there's just 2 life orbs floating out there somewhere. Not super great, but a little bit of health regen where she doesn't have any, so you get something out of this tree. If you don't like that, you could put them into Wreck and just get some extra damage rate while the enemies are phase locked, but that's up to you. This is BatRastered, Goki.com, #1 in the world.